The Talkin Wrasslin podcast, where potting is real.
Hello, it's Talkin Wrasslin. I'm Lyssie, and that's Dylan.
I'm Dylan.
Welcome to Talkin Wrasslin.
Hello.
I'm Dylan, that's Lyssie. Say hi, Lyssie.
Hi, Lyssie.
We got things to talk about. We're gonna talk about some wrestling news. We watched one of the greatest matches of all time during the week. We'll get more on that later. A little bit of Raw, some NXT, some Dynamite, a lot of SmackDown. A lot happened on SmackDown. Dynasty, as people were calling it, Dynasty. We'll be reviewing Dynasty, and I get to pick the wrestler of the week. And I picked a really random one this morning. So yeah. But Lizzie,
Hello.
how was your week?
Well, I think last time we recorded, I believe, it was this podcast, it wasn't the music podcast. I was falling ill, I believe.
I think you were dying, yeah.
Yeah, I started not feeling too good when we were recording last week's podcast. I'm feeling better now. I might still sound like a little stuffy and a little congested. Still got a bit of a... Runny.
She's playing with Hamtaro.
Runny nose. No! No!
She's playing with Hamtaro.
No! Stop it! These aren't the little hamsters' big adventures that they've been talking about. Oh my god.
She was gonna kill Hamtaro.
Watch out for those cats, you know they're smarter than you think. But if we work together, we can make their plan sink.
All right.
Woo!
Oh, okay. Get back on track.
Sorry.
Come on, we're trying to be professional.
Lead us on one today. I feel like we say that every week. But yeah. So at my time it's stuffy, my nose is still a little bit runny, and I have a bit of a cough. But for the most part, I feel a lot better. Majority of the week, I was fucking dying. I was just down for the count. I think we recorded the podcast late, so I wasn't feeling good Wednesday, I think it was. And then Thursday, I was out from work. I left early because I wasn't feeling good. Friday, I started feeling better. Saturday, I felt way better, and it's Monday now, and I'm just, pretty much good to go. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I was taking Mucinex, and it was working, but I was still kind of feeling a little funky. But then I tried Dayquil with Vicks Vapor Rub in it, or Vicks Vapor something in it.
You were just doing drugs.
Yeah, which, honestly, at first I was hesitant towards, because I'm like, I don't think that I should be ingesting Vapor Rub. But I don't know anything about all that. But that shit works really well, so I would recommend trying that if you get whatever weird head cold bug is going around. But luckily I did feel better by Saturday, because I was a little bit worried about that. And I'm sure, Dylan's gonna also say this for his week, so I might as well just jump into it. Because Saturday we went down to Philly. We did not go to Dynasty.
We did not see that absolute fucking shit show. We saw a better shit show.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't shit. It was a great show.
But yeah, we went down to Philly to go see the God's Hate and Twitching Tongues concert. But we went down to Philly pretty much for the whole day. We went down to South Street for a bit, and then drove around for an hour because I'm stupid and couldn't figure out parking, and then went to the concert.
Saw Brody King.
Yeah.
If people don't know, Brody King's the front man of God's Hate.
Yeah, I got to meet Brody King. He was really nice. So
yeah, we technically bought merch from Brody King.
Yeah, well, no, I did buy merch from Brody King. He was working the merch stand, and we were first in line. And he wasn't there at the stand at the time when we got there. But who is it? The bassist? Okay.
The bassist of God's Hate, but also plays in Twitching Tongues, was working the Twitching Tongues table right next to it, but not the God's Hate merch, just the Twitching Tongues merch.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure if he was running both stands, and I asked him, I was like, oh, are you working both stands? And he goes, oh, no, but he should be back soon. And I'm like, okay, cool. So we're just sitting there waiting, and then fucking Brody King walks over to the table, behind the table, with a bag of something, DoorDash. I don't know. He was waiting on his DoorDash, I guess. And plops that down, and, you know, I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting this to happen. So I bought some merch from him, and I gave him an extra $10, because I like him. And, yeah, that was really cool. He was super nice. The show was cool, too.
Mind you, before we went in the show, we're waiting outside of... It was at a church.
Yeah.
God Satan Church. Fucking crazy. We're waiting outside to go in, and Brody King just waltzes out. And you think everyone would be going fucking ballistic or crazy? No, everyone was chill.
Yeah.
Like everyone looked, and then just went back to what they were doing.
Yeah.
Like me and Lyssie were like, oh, and then we were just talking. Like there was people in front of us that looked, and then they just went back to talking. Like everyone was chill. No one was like running up to him, being a fucking mark, you know, being respectful, treating him like a fucking, you know, a human.
Yeah, no one bothered him. I mean, no, in fairness, I do think there was more hardcore fans there than probably wrestling fans. I mean, maybe there's probably some wrestling fans and whatnot, but I feel like it's more of the hardcore scene, so people aren't gonna be fucking marks. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be a mark to him, so like I just kind of, you know, bought my merch, talked to him very briefly, like, and by talk to him briefly, I just meant like, I'll take this shirt and the hat. Here you go. You can keep the change. Like, thank you. And yada yada. Whatever.
I'm just there to vibe out and listen to the music.
Yeah, but no, it was a fun show. It was really cool.
To see twitching tongues and God's hate.
Yeah, it was cool as fuck. But when we went down to South Street, it's been a long time since me and Dylan were down on South Street. We went down to South Street and we hit up a couple places. We went to Crash Bang Boom in Philly. It's like this little like alternative store down there. I got a hair clip that looks like a slice of cheese. If you follow me on Twitter, I posted a picture of it. It's really cute. We went to a place called Repo Records on South Street in Philly. And we found some pretty cool finds there. I know this isn't the music podcast. But we're telling you about our week, so who the fuck cares? I found Orville Peck's Bronco on vinyl, which I've been searching for a hot minute, along with Orville Peck's Pony on CD. And I found a Chapel Roan poster, which was really cool. And Dylan, what did you find? Why don't you tell people what you found?
I found, however you want to say it, Sam Hain, Sam Wynn. There's two different ways of pronouncing it. I got a shirt. AFI, very proud of you on vinyl. Finally, Typo Negative, The Origin of Feces on vinyl. Scratch and Sniff edition. I didn't test it out because you gotta like peel the fucking front of the vinyl. And Lyssie technically bought these, but I found them and handed them to her. They're magnets. It's a Chapel Roan magnet and a Sabrina Carpenter magnet.
Yeah.
Me espresso.
Which I told my coworkers about that yesterday. That you found the Chapel Roan and Sabrina Carpenter magnets. 'Cause I was telling them about everything that we got. And I was like, yeah, Dylan handed me these two magnets, and we're like, we need these on the fridge. And Dom went, as he should.
Bro, I love Chapel Roan, but like I feel like that is like a big thing now. Like everyone likes Chapel Roan. You know, like that's like the thing.
Yeah,
like
she's popular.
Now you wouldn't expect me to say that now. You know what I mean? Like CM Punk has said it, Brody King has said it. I like Sabrina Carpenter, goddammit, okay? Fucking Sabrina Carpenter is fucking great. I think the official theme for WrestleMania should be Juno. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It would be really funny of like, imagine like they're just showing the match card pick, right? Of like the triple threat, Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. And it's like, let's try some freaky positions. And it's just playing over like that.
Twitter would go nuts for that.
It'd be fucking funny, bro.
But yeah, no, we also, so there was a record store down off South Street called Vinyl Altar that has since
passed
closed?
away.
Closed, I guess.
The ghost of if it still lives on.
It's still there, technically. I don't really understand what had happened. But it used to be half a metal vinyl store and half like a card game shop. And now it's pretty much all a card game shop, and they have a little bit of vinyl there. Like they have some like,
it's not a lot of vinyl.
No, not like they more so have like soundtracks and stuff, and then they still have like some like industrial stuff.
I was gonna say they're like if I really wanted to, I could have probably bought like a Ministry vinyl if I really wanted to, because there was some there.
Yeah.
Or like a Nine Inch Nails one, but like there wasn't any I was looking for.
But they had like a bunch of Pokemon stuff there, a bunch of anime stuff there. Now it was so weird.
They still had the CDs, but I tried like looking, but they had a bunch of boxes.
Yeah.
And there was a guy there, and I just didn't want to be the asshole and be like, I'm just looking.
Yeah. But no, it was basically like what the inside of my brain looks like.
It was a weird vibe.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was kind of here for it, not gonna lie. Yeah, and then we went to a place called Patty Wax. Had some food, had some grub, and went to the concert. So yeah, no, it was a fun day. However, the really fun part was when we were driving down to Philly, and I'm still kind of coming off my sickness here, so I'm not like the peak health, but like I'm also not feeling as terrible as I was. And I was getting a little lightheaded driving, so we pulled off to a service plaza. Sat there for a little bit, went to the bathroom, got some drinks, whatever, like walked around, whatever. And we got back in the car and we start driving. And I'm feeling better at this point. We start driving, and as we start driving, literally like 2 fucking minutes after we start driving, I got a nosebleed. Like, as I'm in the process of driving, I start gushing blood out of my fucking nose.
Why doesn't Dylan drive? Because, well,
and
I just don't trust me to drive.
And as I'm like, because nosebleeds aren't that uncommon for me, by the way. Like, it happens very frequently for me. So I'm like, Dylan, give me a napkin. So I'm like shoving a napkin up my nose, and as that's happening, my phone disconnects.
Bro, so much
from
happened.
the fucking car.
So much happened.
So now the GPS and the music are not playing, and I'm like, fuck, how do we... So I'm trying to sit there, and like, Dylan's trying to figure it out and connect his phone, but it's not working. I'm trying to get it to fucking... It was a fucking disaster. It all happened in the course of like 5 minutes. It was ridiculous. Like, literally, why couldn't all of this have happened like when we were sitting at the fucking service plaza?
And then when we're driving home, right?
Oh my god.
This is my favorite part of the trip because it's just fucking funny. So we're driving home, and like there isn't a lot of cars out because like it's late at night. Lyssie's in the left lane because like...
Oh, this is what we're talking about. Okay.
I guess you gotta get in the left... I guess you needed to be in the left lane.
Yeah, because we had to like
a point.
stay left to get onto like an exit.
So Lyssie's in the left lane. And then there's a fucking truck that comes up behind us in a hurry because, you know, everyone's in a fucking hurry these days. Starts flashing her. And I'm like, nah, fucking go slow, Lyssie. Fuck him. Fuck him. Like, fuck him. Like, be an asshole. Fuck him.
I did not
like,
proceed to go slow. I just kept going the speed I was going.
No reason. So, he fucking tries to, like, get... he does get, like, behind us or whatever, right?
Oh, he was behind me flashing, like, on my ass.
Yeah. And he starts...
Then he gets to the next, like, he merges over into the other lane.
Yeah.
Because I am in the furthest left lane.
Because as he merges into the next lane, I'm rolling down my window because I'm ready. I'm now ready. I don't give a fuck at this point. I'm rolling down my window, shooting him the bird. And this is the funny thing. This guy is in such a goddamn hurry to pass us. He is in such a goddamn fucking hurry. You think he would fucking just blow past us. No. He needs to slow down. He has to slow down after he's in a hurry to flip me off. Mind you, he's wearing a suit. Had the whole jacket on and everything. Who the fuck is driving a truck at like 10:30 at night wearing a fucking suit? I'm not even mad that you flipped me off. I just find it funny that you had to slow down after you wanted to be in such a hurry.
I think the funniest part coming home was almost getting in the same exact accident in 3 separate occasions.
Yeah, because people don't know how to fucking drive.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I almost got sideswiped 3 fucking times on the turnpike. This has never happened to me before. I've driven down to Philly and back so many fucking times. Like... It's uncanny. Like, there was a point in my life where we were going down to Philly at least, like, twice a month. Like, at least twice a month. And it was just so fucking crazy. I will say, the first time kind of would have been my fault. Because I thought I needed to take an exit that I wasn't taking. So I ended up going back into the lane I needed to go into. However, when I checked, there was no cars coming. And then as I'm almost in the lane, a car just fucking flies up past us and almost fucking sideswipes us. So I don't even know where the fuck the car came from. I don't know if they were my blind spot or whatever. But when I checked, I didn't see anything. And when I started getting over there, there's just a fucking car just fucking literally going at least 90. Like, it just almost fucking taking out the one side of my car. So I'm like, okay. And then we're going up for, like, literally, like, not even 2 minutes later. 2 minutes later. There's a part where you're coming off of, I guess, kind of like a ramp getting onto the turnpike in Philly. It's like 2 ramps on the highway merging into one. And they're both like 2 lanes. It's like this weird fucking thing. But I'm coming up on the right side, and the left side is what ends up like merging in more so. And those lanes end up ending. And when I'm coming up, I'm in the middle lane technically at this point still. And there's cars behind me, like as there are gonna be, because they're also coming off the highway from their part. And then out of nowhere, this car from these left lanes that has to merge as the lane is ending just flies up past me and tries to fucking push me out of the fucking lane. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Like, again? This literally just happened like 2 minutes ago. It's a different fucking car, of course. And then later on, like maybe like an hour or so later, like we're getting closer to home at this point, this dude had to have been drunk. Because I don't know what the fuck was going on here. But I was in the right lane. Because I don't like driving in the left lane. Because it's fucking scary. I don't like driving in the left lane. So, I'm in the right lane. Coming up the highway. And there's a Jeep in the left lane. And a truck. Like a semi-truck. And this Jeep is just driving normally in the left lane. And then out of nowhere is starting to swerve into my fucking lane. And is like basically in the middle of the fucking road. So I kind of like veer off onto like the bank part, like the part where you could pull off to the side and just let the fucking car go. And then we're watching this car because I'm like, I'm staying behind this fucking guy, swerving all over the fucking goddamn road. All over the fucking road. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck was this ride back from Philly?
People are fucking stupid.
This has literally never fucking happened to me before. But anyway, that's enough talking about our week. That's enough talking about Philly. This is a wrestling podcast, so how about we start talking about some wrestling, Dylan?
Cool. So, let's just start with Bret Hart being the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. He was on the Little Mermaid podcast, Ariel Helwani.
Fucking Little Mermaid.
On the 1 year anniversary of CM Punk calling Tony Khan a clown, well, Bret Hart fucking ripped out the hearts of the AEW freakazoids because he said, AEW, I find that they're mostly actors trying to pretend to be wrestlers. Get on with the real wrestling and just quit acting so much. And man, Bret Hart's never been wrong and he never will be wrong. That's all I'm going to say about it. There's people out there saying that Bret Hart fucking sucked now. Because that's how the AEW fans are. They're fucking children.
I think it kind of just falls more so down into the idea of like what you like in your wrestling again. You know what I mean? Because I understand where he's coming from with that.
Bro,
100%.
this is the guy. This is the guy that presented your world title.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware of that.
This is the guy that Tony Khan uses his dead brother's name for a tournament.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware of that. But what I'm saying is that as it's kind of always been, AEW's always been closer to the indie fucking bullshit style of wrestling. That's kind of what it is. You know what I mean? It falls in that same category where a lot of people say nowadays with the indies, it's not their cup of tea. It's a bunch of hoopla, horse shit, and whatnot. You know, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't, kind of thing. But sure, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with Bret Hart.
There's no argument. It's true.
Yeah, Bret Hart can say whatever he wants to say about it. It's just a different vibe of wrestling. And if he's not a fan of that, he's not a fan of that.
It's the goddamn truth. Anything Bret Hart says, I will believe in.
I mean, it's an opinion.
I am not Fed pilled. I am Bret Hart pilled.
Pink pilled.
I'm pink pilled. I take them pink pills, baby. Not Benadryl. Not Benadryl. Yo, Benadryl fucks you up. Anyway, speaking of Benadryl fucking you up, Rusev Day is back in WWE.
What does that have to do with Benadryl?
Because every time I fucking watch Rusev anymore, it's like fucking taking Benadryl.
It's like a fucking fever dream?
Yeah. Because, what are you telling me this man still wrestles? And that he's gonna go back to WWE?
Yeah, he's gonna be great for like 2 weeks when they book him, and then they're not gonna do anything with him like they do with
Bro,
Andrade.
imagine thinking Rusev Day is gonna get over in big 2025. What the fuck?
No. Stupid. I mean,
I think it's stupid. Nothing's gonna come out of it. I think he's literally just. I don't know if he's gonna act the same way that he did in AEW. Nothing's gonna come out of it. You know what I mean? But like, was he just acting like that in AEW because it was AEW? Like, you know what I mean?
Because he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. Because he thought maybe the grass was gonna be greener, but it actually wasn't. Like, I don't know. So, are they actually gonna try with it? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like. More on Rey Fenix later, but like with Penta, Penta was in AEW. He wasn't in WWE, then left to go to AEW. I'm trying to think. Has anyone that was in not Punk, or Cody that was in WWE left to go to AEW, then come back?
That they did anything with?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
Andrade.
See, they haven't done
No. I'm just saying, like, he's like the only one, like
Shawn
right
Spears.
now. Shawn Spears. Well, he's in NXT. I'm talking about like just the main roster people. Like, yeah, Andrade's the only one right now I can really think of. But yeah, I mean, he won the speed title at least.
Wow. Wow. Incredible. They're doing so well.
Well, there you go. Rusev can win the speed title.
Yeah, I don't really care for Miro to begin with, and I don't really care about this. So, good for him. Whatever. Hope it works out.
I enjoyed Rusev Day when it was the first time around, and I liked it because it was so over. I enjoyed the point of his AEW run when he was the TNT champion, and he was like, my God, whatever, like that thing. I liked that.
Okay.
But like, I didn't like when he debuted in AEW and he was fucking Kip Sabian's friend, like the video game nerd. Like, he was like a Twitch streamer. It was really weird wearing the Mickey Mouse shirt or whatever. And then I didn't like, obviously, like, after he lost the TNT title because there's really nothing after that to begin with.
I just wasn't a big fan of him.
Like, can I just want to know. We're going to do some cage match here. Miro cage match. We're going on cagematch.net. It's a great website for wrestling, where you can find the latest news on stuff. Like Rusev. He's 39 years old. He's from Bulgaria. I want to find, like, how do I work this thing? I want to find, like, recent matches that he had. Others. As you can tell, I don't really use this. Oh. He's trained by Gangrel and Rikishi. Yeah. Maybe if I go here, matches. Match guide.
Cage Match is a weird fucking website.
I got it. There we go. So, oh my God. His last match was at AEW's World's End on December 30th, 2023. He defeated Andrade. He didn't have another match until February of this year against Alberto Del Rio in QPW.
Huh.
I'm just seeing. Yeah, because like Miro came back. Yeah, so like Miro, Darby Allin, and Sting defeated the House of Black at AEW All Out 2022, right? That was September of 2022. He did not have another match until Collision, when Collision started in 2023 of June.
Yeah.
And then he had like that little run where he faced his Collision matches. He defeated Tony Nese. He defeated Nick Camarado. Then he defeated Powerhouse Hobbs at All Out. He defeated Action Andrade. He defeated Daniel Garcia. He defeated Andrade.
Yeah, because all he wanted to do was fucking win.
Yeah, bro, like, he barely... Whoa, okay. So, his first match in AEW was September 23rd, 2020. His last match in AEW was December 30th, 2023. Okay. But there's not a lot of matches here.
Yeah.
I'm going to count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 30. He had 36 matches in AEW across 3 years.
Yeah.
Now, how many did he win? Is probably what your next question was probably going to be, right?
I'm going to say he only lost 3 matches. That's my guess.
Okay, so 1-0. I'm not doing like I'm just going by like even if it's tag matches and he was on the winning side, we're putting that in the win column. I'm not getting like, you know what I mean? So 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. He lost in the Dynamite Diamond Ring Battle Royal, so 3-1. 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, 9-1. 9-2. They lost the Arcade Anarchy match, so he's 9-2, 10-2, 11-2. Oh, he's the TNT champion now. 12-2, 13-2, 14-2, 15-2, 16-2, 17-2, 18-2, 19-2, 20-2. Oh, he lost the TNT title. 21-3, 22-3. 22-4, he lost to Bryan Danielson. 23-4. 24-4. 24-5, he lost the All-Atlantic title 4-way. So 24-5. 25-5. 26-5. 27-5. 28-5. 29-5. 30-5, 31-5, 37 matches. 32-5.
I was close.
32. He did the job 5 times. Not even technically all 5 times. Because like some were multi-man matches. This motherfucker had a sad fucking reign. Like a sad... Bro.
He didn't want to lose. That was
what the fuck?
That was his whole fucking thing. He just didn't want to fucking lose.
I don't think that's going to fly in the big Fed.
Probably not. Anyway, let's move on to the next thing. I'm tired of talking about Rusev.
Fucking Rusev Day. Can we pause this really quick? I gotta pee.
Oh my goodness.
And we're back after that commercial break. Anyway, next. Excuse me. We watched the newest episode, Dark Side of the Ring.
Uh-huh.
Ludwig Borga.
Uh-huh.
Lyssie, tell me about this episode.
I hate this fucking guy. I fucking hate this guy. I hate him.
Tell the people about this guy.
I don't even want to fucking talk about him. I fucking hate him.
Tell the people about this guy. Tell the people about this guy.
I hate him. He's a Nazi. He's a homophobe.
That's all you really need to know.
Yeah.
That's all you really need to know. He's fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy. He was really a nobody in WWF back in the day. And yeah, he's a Nazi, he's a homophobe. He has an exit only tattooed above his ass because he's so homophobic. He has the Nazi tattoos, yeah. Yeah, the story just gets crazier and crazier. Like, honestly, like, it's one of those where it's just better to watch the episode, really.
Yeah, no, honestly.
Like, it's real. Like, us talking about it really doesn't do it justice. Like, best bet is to just type in Ludwig Borga on the internet, read about it, or fucking find the episode and watch it, because it gets crazier and crazier. It's literally like an hour acid trip.
Yeah, this dude's a fucking piece of shit. I fucking hate him. I'm glad he's dead.
You know what? I'm glad that is not dead, though. And that's Gimmicks.
Uh-huh.
And we watched one of the greatest fucking professional wrestling matches ever to happen at one of the greatest wrestling shows ever. That's WrestleMania 17.
Oh, I thought this was going to be the Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan.
No. We watched the Gimmick Battle Royal, Lissy, from WrestleMania 17.
Uh-huh.
The Gimmick Battle Royal. Now, hold on. Let me just pull it up here. That's WrestleMania 16. My bad. WrestleMania 17. There we go. The Gimmick Battle Royal from WrestleMania 17. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. It's one of the greatest fucking Battle Royals ever. It's a 3-minute, 50-second Battle Royal. If you're wondering who's in the Battle Royal, we have the Iron Sheik, Hillbilly Jim, the Bushwhackers, Luke and Butch, Duke the Dumpster Drozy, Doink the Clown, Nikolai Volkov, Tugboat, the Goon, Earthquake, the Gobbledygooker, Brother Love, Michael P. Hess Hayes, One Man Gang, Kamala, accompanied by Harvey Wimpleman. Kimchi was technically an entrant. Jim Cornette, Repo Man, and Sergeant Slaughter.
I think my favorite thing about all this is it's a Gimmick Battle Royale. And within that context, Jim Cornette is just a gimmick. He's not a real person.
Well, yeah. No, he is a gimmick, though. His gimmick is he is a rich mama's boy. Like that, like his mom works at like the country club.
Uh-huh.
That's the tennis racket and all that. He's a rich mama's boy. That's what it is.
Is that not what he is?
He's not rich.
I don't know. I mean, he's got Castle Cornet or something.
Well, yeah, but like...
That seems like a rich person thing.
But like, I mean, he might be rich. I mean, he made a lot of money. He's richer than me.
Yeah.
But... Anyway, Jim Cornette should have fucking won. No. No, so... The Iron Sheik wins this.
Mm-hmm.
By last eliminating Hillbilly Jim. You want to know why the only reason why Iron Sheik won this?
Why was the only reason that the Iron Sheik won this?
Because he couldn't take a bump over the top rope. That's the only reason why he won.
Why was he in it?
Because it's the Iron Sheik and it's the Gimmick Battle Royal, and we... Fuck Hulk Hogan!
That's so true, actually, yeah.
Fuck the Hulk Hogan!
Fuck the Hulk Hogan.
I just love that, mind you, before this match happened, we had the TLC match with the Hardys, Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. And then, mind you, there's still 2 more matches that happen after this match. That's The Undertaker and Triple H and The Rock and Stone Cold.
Uh-huh.
Let's put this Gimmick Battle Royal on here. By the way, Mean Gene and Bobby the Brain Heenan are on commentary.
Yeah.
Bruce Pritchard and Jim Cornette are fighting each other in this match. That's funny.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but the Iron Sheik wins, and then Sergeant Slaughter gets the heat afterwards.
Yeah.
Gets his heat back and beats him up. This was such a silly fucking match, but my God, it's so fucking funny that they have it.
Why did they do it?
Because it's WrestleMania.
Like, was there like a specific reason as to why? Or they were just like, fuck it.
I'll have to find the reason why Bruce Pritchard... Because I definitely Bruce Pritchard has talked about it. So I wonder if there's like a quick audio or something. I forget why Bruce Pritchard.
Because it just seems so fucking random.
Oh no, it is random.
Like, they were just like, yeah, this is a good idea. Like, I'm not saying it was a bad thing. I was just like, it just, especially in between all of those matches,
Modern look.
like, it just seems so out of place.
But these napkins.
This is taken from Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard's podcast.
Opportunity to come back. WrestleMania 17. He's in the Gimmick Battle Royal. He last eliminates Hillbilly Jim, and he wins it. But you've got an interesting perspective on maybe why Sheik won this one.
Well, the best part of that day, I think, was Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle, 1996 Olympic gold medalist who beat the Iranian. And as soon as Sheik arrived, he was like, where is this jabroni?
I want to find why, though. I don't want to find... Ignore Bruce Pritchard. Why did they... I'm just gonna Google.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet.
Why did WWE have a Gimmick Battle Royal? I think it was just them just having fun. That's what it's saying a lot.
Just for the fuck of it, basically.
Yeah, because, like, if you think about it, WrestleMania 17 was, like, the peak at that time.
Yeah.
Like, WCW was just bought. This big invasion was supposed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something big was coming out of it. Like, it was the peak of, like, the Attitude Era. So, yeah, that's kind of why they had the Gimmick Battle Royal. What did you think of the Gimmick Battle Royal, Lyssie?
I mean, it was what it was. I don't think it was anything spectacular in the slightest.
I think it was one of the greatest matches of all time.
Okay, well, you and I are very different on that, because I think it was the Invisible Man versus the Invisible Stan.
Who are some of your favorite, like, not even from this match, who are some of your, like, crazy, funny gimmicks that you like? Like, it doesn't even have to be, like, old school. Like, you can think of Ruthless Aggression gimmicks. Like, remember Jesse and Festus? Biscuits and gravy!
Yeah.
Or remember Jimmy Wang Yang?
Yeah. I don't know.
Some of my favorites were Deuce and Domino.
Yeah. I feel like I can't really think of any, like, silly gimmicks that, like...
Kung Fu Nagi.
I feel like I can't think of any, like, silly gimmicks that, like, really ring in my brain. You know what I mean?
Hornswoggle?
Hornswoggle was fine. I wasn't really, like, you know... I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, I think the best...
I like the Goon.
I think the best one that I could really think of off the top of my head is Dude Love.
Dude Love.
But... I don't even really know. I really couldn't fucking tell you, man.
Bastion Booger. Dean Douglas.
I don't know. The Broods.
Because they're vampires.
Yeah, the Brood, yeah.
Because they're vampires, makes sense.
Naked
Midian.
I don't know. Like, I was never a fan of, like, the really stupidly comical ones.
The Boogeyman.
Okay, you know what? That's such a lie. I did love the Boogeyman growing up. I did like the Boogeyman.
The Santino Marella.
Santino was funny.
The Hurricane.
Yeah, Hurricane was cool.
The superhero in training, Rosie.
Eh.
Do you get it, though? The superhero in training? The shit?
Yeah.
3-minute warning. Rico, Billy, and Chuck.
I do like the gays.
Do you like the gays? You look so good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, there was a couple, I guess, but I don't know. Like, I just... the thing is, like, when you look at, like, the Brood and like, the Boogeyman and stuff, that falls into the lines of, like, the, like, spooky gimmicks and stuff, and, like, scary-y type gimmicks.
There's a very short lived gimmick. He's made, like, only, like, 2 appearances in-ring wise in WWE. His name is Kazarni.
Okay.
And he's literally like this carnival freak show carny character. That's the name, Kazarni. And if you watch like the promos, he's talking in like old wrestling tongues.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on. Like, this is a cool episode that we're doing, I guess, today. Like,
Check it out.
this is an ad.
Is that State Farm?
No, it's Pizza Hut.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn it down though until I can skip it. Okay.
Cheesy-filled bites.
My name is Kizarni. We is welcome. Tiazu, Kiazarnival. Liazats, Yazov, Yazan. My name is Kizarni.
You know, I always thought sword swallowing would be cool.
But then, I also like Kevin Thorne. Speaking of vampires, from WWE CW, the vampire from the new breed. He was also known as Mordecai, which he was supposed to face the Undertaker. He looked like fucking Moses, like he was white, like white.
Mordecai and Rigby
No,
from regular show.
no, no. Hold on. WWE. That's Mordecai.
No, Mordecai's a Blue Jay.
And then and that's Kevin Thorne. That's the same fucking guy, bro.
He really said, "I'm the devil on your shoulder and the angel on your
Literally.
shoulder."
And he was gonna feud with the Undertaker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Wrestling's fucking weird and really fucking stupid sometimes.
I'm trying to think of like backyard wrestling gimmicks. Who can I roast? AC and Saneberry.
Yeah.
Juggalo Jesus. Chaos the Clown. The Booty Man.
The Booty Man.
The Booty Man.
I mean, I could think of a couple people to roast, but I don't really want to get into that right now.
Happy the Clown.
Well, not even just that.
Zach Romick.
No, no, no,
Zach Romick.
no.
Anyway, moving on to Monday Night Raw. They had the only thing that was watchable from this Raw. This happened last week. It was the Cody Rhodes John Cena face to face again, and Cody went toe to toe with Cena on the microphone here. He did. He pretty much was like,
He
yeah.
called him a fucking loser.
He said, yeah. So what? My tattoo looks fucking stupid.
So what? I have a dumbass tattoo. What do you say? I have an arm tattoo on my neck.
Yeah, I have an arm tattoo on my neck. I talk with the lisp.
Oh, I got a lisp. You
You
gotta
got-
say something about that.
You gotta wrestle Stardust at WrestleMania. He cooked him, and then Cena cooked him. About time they did like something a little bit different here,
Yeah.
where like at least this time Cena just didn't walk away. They cooked him though. This happened a week ago. It's not fresh in my mind, so I kind of forget everything that was said. Go replay it back. But Cody left Cena laying, and makes you wonder because that was supposed to be that's supposedly Cena's last appearance before Mania. And so Cody stood tall.
Uh-huh.
So Cena might win the belt. He better win the belt.
I think he's going to.
He probably will. At this fucking point, that's the only thing that can save professional wrestling. Moving on to NXT with Tony Fumbled. Tony's just fumbling all over the place today. Tony fumbled because Ricky Saints is the NXT North American champion, and that's what the crowd was chanting. Tony fumbled because let's just listen to these names here. Ricky Saints, who's now was Ricky Starks, defeated Shawn Spears for the NXT North American title in the main event on NXT. And after Ricky won, Ethan Page laid out Ricky Starks, letting it be known that he's coming for the North American title. And we're probably going to get Ethan Page versus Ricky Starks at Stand and Deliver. Tony fucking fumbled with these 3 fucks.
Yeah.
God damn.
I'm not going to disagree with that.
God damn. Bro, they're skyrocketing Ricky Starks already.
Well, they fucking should. He's great.
They skyrocketed Ethan Page technically too.
Yeah.
He won the NXT title like 40 days into him being there.
Yeah.
So fuck it, why not? They're skyrocketing it.
Not to be this guy, but I said to Dylan, I'm just gonna say it here as well. I saw like a GIF on the internet of like these 2 women up front when like Ricky Starks was walking by them, like almost fainting, losing their goddamn minds, and like not to be rude or anything. I don't think Ricky Starks is that good looking of a guy. He's a weird looking motherfucker. I just wanted to toss that out there. Just like, man, he's a great wrestler. Great on the fucking mic. He's great at what he does, but I think he's a weird looking motherfucker.
There was a video going around of the NXT crowd going, Ricky Stroke, Ricky Stroke. And it's so corny. Don't do that. Dumb as fuck. The NXT crowd fucking.
Ricky Stroke.
Because he stroked daddy on fucking Twitter or whatever his name is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he like stroke daddy. But it just sounds so corny.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up. Anyway.
He has a name.
Anyway.
Just say his name.
Ricky Saints, baby. NXT North American champion. Damn right. Tony fucking fumbled, and he's going to keep fumbling as the show goes on. Speaking of Tony Khan, Dynamite. There's like 2 things to talk about Dynamite. We'll get the one out of the way. Lyssie, talk about the Hangman Swerve thing.
Woo-wee! Okay, so Swerve.
Without giving anything away that happened at Dynasty.
I won't. So Swerve was in the back, gonna like go out against I think he was looking to go out against the Death Riders or he was doing something or another. He was going out to the stage area, I believe, and as he's like walking away or whatever, there's a curtain back there, and Mr. Hangman comes out and he goes, "Newsflash, dumbass," basically. And he runs up towards Swerve and he was like, you're wasting your fucking time. Ever since I told you you're never gonna see that AEW World Championship title again if I have anything to say about it. Like, you're wasting your fucking time. Swerve is like, you gotta let it go, dude. You have to fucking let it go. You burned my fucking house down. Hangman's like, you broke into my house. And he was like, you fucking deserved it, Swerve. You deserve your house being burnt down. And Swerve was like, I know. I did. And Hangman was like, what did you say? And he said, I know. I deserved it. And then Hangman, like, just kind of stared at him for a minute and then just, like, walked off and whatnot. And then Swerve went to go do whatever the fuck Swerve was doing. Which is a very interesting situation. Again, we'll be talking more about stuff that happened further from this. But it was a very interesting change of pace of Hangman and the Swerve saga. So, love to see it. Wish they kissed.
That's all I gotta say. I would like this match to happen at All In. Anyway, let's talk about the Owen Hart bracket because they announced it. So, without giving away much what happened at Dynasty. So, the first round matchups for the men's. You got Will Ospreay versus Kevin, I don't know who the fuck you are. Why are they hyping you up, Knight? And then in the other match, we have Takeshita versus he's going to do another fucking job because Tony doesn't know how to book the Hounds of Hell, Brody King. And then we got Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. Hangman Adam Page versus the Wild Card. Now, if I had to pick these matches, Will Ospreay, Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, probably the Wild Card. It's going to be Ospreay Fletcher in the finals because why the fuck else would it be?
I think it's going to be Ospreay in the Wild Card. Because I have an idea of who the Wild Card is.
Who's the Wild Card going to be?
I think the Wild Card is going to be Jack Perry.
Okay.
It's either...
it makes no sense because going back to if it's Jack Perry, I mean, it does when we get Dynasty, but Jack Perry versus Kyle Fletcher.
Why not?
Or Jack Perry versus Mark Briscoe. That makes more sense. But again, what happens at Dynasty? Anyway, what were you saying?
Oh no, I just think it's gonna be Jack Perry. The only person I thought it could have been was Eddie Kingston, but Dylan. I said to Dylan earlier, and he's gonna be out.
He's out
till June.
Yeah,
I
he's
think.
out for like a year.
So that was an incorrect assessment, unless he somehow had like a much speedier recovery than we anticipated. But
and now the women's one. Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks. Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander. Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné. And Harley Cameron versus Athena. This bracket's completely fucked up because you think it would be Mercedes and Athena, but no, they're probably going to win their first round matches, and they're going to face each other in the semifinals, and then Billy Starks is probably going to beat Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander is probably going to beat Thunder Rosa, and then it's probably going to come down to Billy Starks versus Mercedes in the finals, because Mercedes probably ain't going to fucking lose to Athena.
that would be interesting if it was Athena and Billy Starks.
It would, but... And I don't fucking know what Tony Khan's doing with this fucking booking. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Who you think is winning?
Osprey's winning the men's.
Mm-hmm.
And Mercedes is winning the women's.
Mercedes wins the women's. Alright. Well, let's talk about SmackDown, because quite a few things happened on SmackDown.
Sure.
It was a pretty interesting episode of SmackDown.
I don't really think I watched it.
To say the least. No, there was just a few things. We watched some things. You were here. We watched it.
I don't know how much I was paying attention, but...
But let's talk about Rey Fénix's debut.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I did, yeah.
Rey Fénix debuted?
Yeah. Yay.
He debuted. He did some flippy things. He faced Nathan Frazier, which was like a pretty good match to have, I guess, with him.
Yeah. It's decent.
Good styles. Good showcase for Rey Fénix. He's probably gonna be just like Penta, built as a star. So
I fucking hope so.
See what happens.
I fucking hope so.
I like that they're on separate brands and they're not tag teaming.
That's fair.
Because we saw them fucking tag team all these fucking years.
Yeah.
Let them be fucking singles.
Yeah.
I know that they're eventually gonna be a tag team, but let me have my moment of happiness. Let me enjoy something. I don't enjoy much from wrestling anymore.
Yeah, well.
But you know what I did enjoy? I love when wrestlers start shooting on each other.
Yes, I do love when that happens. It's actually one of my favorite things.
Because let's talk about Tiffany and Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because, boy, they cooked the girls are fighting!
The girls are fighting.
The girls are fighting. So the past couple of weeks, Charlotte's been, I guess, cooking Tiffany. And Tiffany was like, bitch, I'm saying something. And Tiffany pretty much said something along the lines that alluded to Charlotte's past divorces.
Yeah, she's 0-3.
And that she's 0-3. And Tiffany got the fuck out of there as soon as she said that. And then Charlotte just comes back with this weird line of, oh yeah, is that why Kaiser's in my DMs? And the crowd didn't even fucking ooh or anything.
Yeah.
And Kaiser went on record saying, don't flatter yourself. Charlotte just trying to do there was also another part in the promo where Charlotte was trying to imitate Tiffany, how she talks, that high pitched squeak.
Uh-huh.
And it was just oh, it's because I'm Tiffany. And it's bro, it was cringy. I'm scared of what's going to happen at Mania because Charlotte's probably going to win. Because political BS. But if I'm a betting man, I'm backing Tiffany up. Tiffany can fucking take Charlotte if shoot goes down. Tiffany can beat the fuck out of her. Fuck Charlotte Flair, bro. The only fucking member of the horsewomen I care about anymore is Bayley. Mercedes is fucking lawless in AEW. I can give all two fucks about Becky Lynch anymore and being the man or big time Bex or whatever. Stay home and be a mom. You're better at that. I don't fucking care to see you ever wrestle again. And Charlotte, of course she wins the Rumble. We're getting Charlotte versus Tiffany, but Tiffany should win.
I just don't like Charlotte.
Realistically, what do you do with Charlotte if she wins the belt? What do you do with Charlotte if she loses? Nothing. There's nothing you can do either way. She should just fuck off.
Yeah. Yeah, I was never a Charlotte Flair fan. I've never been big on Charlotte Flair. I'm over it. I don't think she's that good in the fucking ring. She's definitely not that good on the fucking mic.
No.
I'm just over her.
No.
Wrestling has moved on from needing a flair in it.
Yeah. So, as we all know, it was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That is not happening.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens will be going away for some time with a neck injury.
Yes.
He is put on the shelf. It's like there's like some of that like, oh, what if this is a work? But no, it's not. I think he is for real on it. Yeah, he had to come out and announce that he had a neck injury, and that it was like revealed like it was in a match sometime in January before the ladder match. So he had a match, and then he did the ladder match against Cody with an injured neck, and then he had the unsanctioned match against Sammy with an injured neck. And if this is Kevin Owens' last, because you don't know with a neck injury, like that's a sad thing. You don't know if this is it for Kevin Owens. At least he got to wrestle his best friend in his home country.
Yeah.
So,
like,
like,
I hope he heals up when he comes back.
Well, it's probably gonna be at least a year.
Yeah.
So that's the only downside to it. He's gonna be out, but maybe when he comes back, they'll do something. I still want Punk versus Owens.
Yeah.
Like, we need that. But it's just crazy to think that, like, WrestleMania 39, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn played a big part in WrestleMania. They main evented together.
Yeah.
They won the tag team belts. And then WrestleMania 40, they technically played a big part in it too, being a part of the anti-bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
And now WrestleMania 41, neither of them are on the card.
God, bring my family back together.
Crazy, right?
God, bring my family back together.
It's just crazy.
I miss my boys.
But so now we got to see what they're gonna do here, because they're not gonna not have like Orton not at Mania. Like Orton needs to wrestle at Mania, and they did something interesting here where like Nick Aldis was like, that leaves you without a WrestleMania match, and Orton RKO'd him.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder if we're gonna do Orton versus Nick Aldis, because that's interesting. That catches my interest, because if you don't know, Nick Aldis does wrestle. Well, he used to wrestle. He was Magnus in TNA and Nick Aldis in NWA, so. And him and Orton styles would blend. And then there's like a couple of like conspiracies, I guess you can say, of like, oh, what if it is like Orton versus Aldis, but Aldis isn't gonna wrestle and he's gonna get like like someone to do his dirty work. Someone did say Solo, because Solo is nowhere to be found on this card for WrestleMania yet. That leaves an interesting thing. And people were just saying, like, this leaves an interesting thing, because Nick Aldis asking someone that was trying to ruin SmackDown with the Bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of interesting. And then there's also, like, history there still with Randy and the Bloodline and stuff. But then other people were saying, what if Aleister Black? Too. And it's like, that would be cool. Or anything. Or, like, what if it's, like, a call-up from NXT or something? But I think I'd rather see Aldis.
It would be cool if Aleister Black came back and made his return debut at WrestleMania, though.
Yeah. But I feel like they're going to wait till after Mania with Aleister Black.
Yeah.
But, like, I think it'd be cool if it's Orton versus Aldis.
Yeah.
And then the big thing happened in the main event of SmackDown. The favor was revealed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The favor was revealed.
CM Punk said, I want custody of Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
He said, I'm cashing in my custody papers. We are going to be in a ladder match for the custody of Paul Heyman, me and Roman Reigns. No, not actually. He just wants him in his corner.
Yep, so the wise man is no longer.
No, he is there.
Well, the wise man is CM Punk's wise man now.
He is CM
but
Punk's wise
the
man.
thing is, Paul Heyman's the advocate for Brock Lesnar. Paul Heyman is the wise man, the Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman is CM Punk's best friend. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So Punk got his best friend in his corner, but Punk got the one man that believed in him all along in his corner. Punk got the man that literally said to him in a promo years ago, I will be in your corner when you main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And he's main eventing WrestleMania. That's not just like the favor. Like, this is just the small eensy bincy tit of the favor. This is something where Paul is gonna turn on Roman, or crazy thing. Paul chooses Seth and sides with Seth, and Seth wins the match. Because the way it's going right now, you can take Seth out of this whole fucking thing, and it can just be a CM Punk Roman build, and that's kind of like not the problem, but that's what's going on right now. Is you look at this build, it's CM Punk versus Roman Reigns, featuring Seth Rollins. I think Seth actually might win. Punk doesn't give a fuck if he wins.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like legit, like backstage. Phil Brooks doesn't care if he wins the match at Mania. He just cares about main eventing.
Yeah.
He wants the main event. He got what he got. He gets the main event. I can see Seth fucking winning. If Seth wins, I think Seth pins Punk. If Punk wins, Punk is pinning Roman.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening. So it's interesting to see what happens. It's crazy to think like Roman ain't winning in any scenario. To me.
I don't see Roman winning at
Yeah,
all.
like that's crazy to think that though.
Yeah.
Like Roman Reigns ain't winning in any of this scenario.
Yeah.
That is actually insane.
He won enough. He doesn't need. He can take a break from it.
But it's just crazy to think that of like, oh yeah, it's either CM Punk or Seth Rollins winning, not Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
What do you think of this build though?
It's fine.
Like, what do you think of like the whole favor and like? Let me hear your thoughts on like Seth kind of being the cuck in this.
I'm sorry.
Seth is fucking cucking out 2 years in a row now.
I know, it pisses me off. Why my man gotta be the fucking bitch in the corner? Why my man always gotta be the bitch in the fucking corner? Like, what the fuck? No, I mean, it's definitely the most compelling story they have going on right now.
That's why it's the main event.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. I just feel like I see the writing on the wall with it.
What do you think of like the potential of like, because like people are making good points about it of like, what if Paul joined Seth? Because if you think about it, every person that Paul like helps out, they become bigger than they already are. Brock Lesnar, Punk, Roman. Seth is already big, but maybe it's time to put a new fresh coat of paint on Seth.
I don't think Seth with Paul Heyman would make a whole hell of a lot of sense to me here.
Who would have thought Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman would have made sense?
I mean, that's true, but...
Who would have thought Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar would have made sense? There's a reason why I'm keeping Punk out of it, because that makes sense.
But I'm just saying, like, in this story, in this situation, that would make no fucking sense to me. As to why he would just be like, fuck you guys, I'm over this. Seth, let's go get some fucking Burger King. Like...
It could be a big ploy.
Maybe.
Because don't forget, Punk is like over Seth. Seth is like the annoying little brother to Punk. And Seth is also the annoying little brother to Roman. The big problem with Punk is Roman. The big problem with Roman is Punk. Seth's big problem is with both of them.
Yeah.
He hates Punk. He hates that he has the main event. He hates that he's here. He hates that he's involved with his shit. He hates Roman for getting him involved. He hates that Punk got Roman involved. You know what I mean? And he hates Roman because of the whole Shield.
But what would Seth possibly be able to do to get Paul Heyman to be on his side?
He eventually wins the belt. Becomes It's been a while since Seth has been the WWE champion. Not,
I mean,
like,
maybe. I don't know.
held the world title.
I don't know. To me, that's a little far-fetched.
Something different, man.
It'd
be
maybe, cool. But I feel like that's kind of far-fetched.
Like Seth Rollins as a Paul Heyman guy would kind of be cool.
I just see Punk having Heyman turn on Roman, and then Heyman's with Punk. That's all I'm seeing happening.
Or because I'm a WWE incel, Brock Lesnar's gonna return.
I think I would cancel Peacock.
That's it. Fuck Peacock.
And Netflix.
Fuck Netflix.
I'm over it.
I'm over it. Anyway, moving on to AEW Dynasty. From Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love. The show didn't end until about midnight, 12:30.
That's literally the usual.
Show is 6 hours long.
Literally the usual.
Long pay-per-view. Very long pay-per-view. Anyway, on the pre-show, they had Nick Wayne and crew. Action Andrade and Leo Rush with Kip Sabian and Mother Wayne. They defeated the team of AR Fox and Top Flight, Dante Martin and Darius Martin.
I saw somebody last night tweet out, Kip Sabian don't even wrestle. He just stand in the corner serving cunt.
Yeah.
And Kip Sabian retweeted it.
Good. Then in the next match on the pre-show, they had Max Caster's opening challenge, and the pride of professional wrestling returned. Anthony Bowens.
Yay!
And he beat Max Caster in 40 seconds.
My guy right there. I'm so fucking happy. I've been saying for so fucking long, give fucking Anthony Bowens a singles push. Thank fucking God it's happening.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes. It makes me scared that Billy Gunn's involved, though. So, anyway, moving on to the opening match in an Owen Hart's Cup Tournament quarterfinal match. We had Will Ospreay versus never heard of this guy, Kevin Knight. And from what I saw in this match, I still just don't understand the big fucking deal of this guy. I never heard of this guy until recently when he signed the AEW. I literally never heard anyone bring up his name on Twitter ever. I never seen any clips, any pictures, anything. I never heard anything about this guy. This is my first time fucking watching this match. Yeah, I know Google exists, you dumb fucks, but I'm saying I never heard of this guy beforehand. I just don't understand where this hype came from. I never heard anyone say, yeah, that match between so-and-so versus Kevin Knight was a barn burner. Never knew that there was a guy named Kevin Knight in the wrestling industry. And from what I saw, nothing impressive. Nothing impressive. Yeah, let's debut the guy. I know it's supposed to be Jay White, but let's debut the guy in a tournament and have him lose.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to throw him in the tournament when he was going to lose anyway. Even again, yeah, it was supposed to be Jay White, but I don't know why we didn't pick somebody else when this guy literally just showed up.
So kill all of his momentum on... Yeah, he lost to Will Ospreay. That's cool and all, but yeah, let's kill the momentum because he's going to be in 8-man tags on Collision. Speaking of tags, moving on next. I didn't watch a lick of this match because I don't fucking want to watch a lick of this match because what the fuck... I don't even understand this fucking feud. Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate versus the Learning Tree. The Hurt Syndicate won.
Yeah, not surprised. The only thing really going on with this feud was Big Bill and Brian Keith basically are kind of... Like, there's some friction going on at the Learning Tree.
I know MJF helped the Hurt Syndicate win this match, though.
Yeah.
MJF did help.
There's some friction going on in the Learning Tree club or whatever, where Chris Jericho's like, you guys need to be worthy to me and win a title or something. So Brian Keith and Big Bill are like, all right, well, let's go after the tag titles because we shouldn't have lost our tag titles or whatever. And that was basically the feud of like, we want our rematch for the titles. And the Hurt Syndicate were like, how about you win matches first? And MVP roasted them, and then they lost. Like, that's very, very brief, short, and sweet story. Nothing insane.
Nothing to care about. Moving on to the Women's Owen Hart Cup Tournament quarterfinal match. Mercedes Moné, guess what? She won against, you know who?
Julia Hart.
Julia Hart. You know, remember the Hounds of Hell? They're just burying them. What the fuck are we doing, man? Moving on next. At least the pay-per-view kind of picked up here. The Trios match for the AEW Trios titles. You had the Death Riders, the fucking Kill Myself Riders versus the Rated FTR.
The Rated FTR?
The Rated FTR. The Edge, the Cash Wheeler, and the Axe.
I said the Axe!
It was actually like a pretty like decent match. The Death Riders won, of course, but god damn it, I like FTR again. Cuz they
never necessarily stopped liking FTR.
They turned heel.
Yeah.
It was really cool because like Dax pile drives Edge, and then Cash is like, what the fuck? Dax grabs chairs, and then Cash is like, nah, and then they hit the shatter machine, they pile drive him again, they hit the concerto, they murdered this fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite part about this is they're bringing the stretcher, and Cash goes, he's gonna need that more than I do. And like he's faking like being on the stretcher with the neck brace on and shit.
Someone said something along the lines of like, Cash Wheeler mocking Edge and his broken neck isn't just him turning heel, it's him proving he's evil.
Thank God FTR heals again, bro. It's gonna be funny because now I don't have to hear my family promos all the time now.
No, you are. He's just gonna be like, fuck my family.
Yo, imagine if he...
I said the axe!
Bro, imagine if he fucking gets on TV and he's like, I had a talk with the wife and the kids and I said, fuck them and fuck Uncle Adam. Imagine them filming a segment with Dax's daughter and he's like, yeah, you know what? Uncle Adam's a bitch.
Uncle Adam's dead. I killed him.
Oh my God.
Cash pulled out his fucking gun again.
Oh my God. Bro, they're gonna shoot Edge. Bro, that's how Christian saves Edge. They're gonna shoot Edge.
No, I think it's just Christian's gonna fuck Dax's wife.
Oh my God.
That's probably what it is.
Oh my God.
That's probably what it is. That's how he turns
Lyssie.
babyface.
Oh my God.
That's how he turns babyface. How the fuck are you gonna get Christian Cage babyface? I understand that this is going to be FTR versus Christian and Edge. How the fuck do you get Christian babyface? Because even if like Nick Wayne and fucking Luchasaurus turn on Christian, that just turns them babyface. You can't turn Christian Cage babyface. What do you do? He has been a heel for like 7 years. What do you do? It's impossible. I don't think it's possible. I think we're gonna have a heel versus heel field. There's no way.
He has to fuck Dax's wife.
He has to fuck Dax's wife. That's literally the only way to do it.
Bro, I hope they don't listen to this podcast.
Dax, I'm sorry,
Dax
but in
gets so
kayfabe,
mad.
Christian needs to fuck your
Bro,
wife.
we're gonna get blocked on fucking Twitter from Dax now.
Dax, this isn't real. It's all kayfabe. I'm just saying. Like, in kayfabe,
My family!
Christian needs to fuck your wife. Like, what are we supposed to do? I want you to tell me right now how the fuck you would turn Christian Cage face. And make it make sense. What would you do?
Without having your wife being fucked.
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
No, you! I'm talking to you!
Oh, me?
Yes!
Was it, how the fuck do I turn Christian Cage heel? Well,
Face.
face.
He's already healed. He's been healed for 30 years.
FTR are like beating the ever-living fuck out of Adam Copeland, right? And this is what they do. They start beating him up, right? And they get the kazoos that they used to play, right? They get the kazoos and like, yeah, remember the kazoos? And they start doing it and they go, you think you know me? You think you know me? You think you know me? Right? And then Christian walks in and goes, guys, that's not how you fucking do it. And then he starts playing the kazoo and then Edge is like, wait. And then they start beating each other up and then Edge and Christian are like left standing and they do the 5-second pose. Or 7-second pose. No, I feel like actually like what can realistically happen is kind of what I kind of said, but not that wacky. Edge starts brawling with like FTR or some shit, and like Edge and Christian come together as they have a common enemy. That's what
I don't think that's what it
kind of what it's gonna be. They come together because they have a common enemy.
I think if anything, Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus...
Dax is gonna fuck Mother Wayne.
I think...
And that's how Christian fucks Dax's wife.
I think that Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus turn on Christian, and Christian's left with no one, and he makes a save-in on Adam because he has nobody left. But I don't think that they're gonna reconcile like quickly. Like I think we're still gonna go back and forth with Christian and Edge.
So do you think All In is like too soon?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that, Edge and... Well, maybe not. When's All In?
July.
So maybe not.
We gotta get this going now, though.
It's true.
Well, Edge is out injured. So...
Yeah.
I think it would be Edge making the save on Christian. If anything, keep Edge away for a little bit. Because the only way...
But why would Edge, realistically, why would Edge go and save Christian?
He still cares about his friend.
I don't think he does.
He still cares about his friend.
I don't know.
He lost his friends in FTR, but he's the one friend that he knows that he can get back is Christian because they're inseparable.
He already tried like 3 times.
Well, sometimes, people are just brainwashed. When you're fucking Mama Wayne.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't want Christian to be a fucking babyface, though.
Anyway, moving on to probably the match of the night. And that was for the AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm versus Megan Bayne.
Mm-hmm.
Really fucking great match.
Beat the piss out of each other.
They beat the piss out of each
I
other.
love that Toni Storm is winning matches by just roll-ups.
Yeah.
Like, that's got to be one of my favorite fucking things.
Really good match. Best match of the night.
I do love women. And women.
This match should have main evented pretty much.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyway, moving on. This match should have just happened on Dynamite. Because this is Tony Khan's fucking problem of making the card fucking way more than it needs to be. And that's Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. It was a great match, but
it was a good match.
Didn't need to be on the fucking card. It could have just been on Dynamite.
It's a good match, though.
It was a good match.
Fun match.
Kyle Fletcher won. Moving on to probably the funniest fucking thing to happen all night. I'm not saying something with the main event, because the main event was just stupid. This was fucking funny. We have Bandino versus Chris Jericho. Title versus mask for the Ring of Honor title.
Mm-hmm.
So they have Jericho cheat to win.
Mm-hmm.
The Bandito's family is like getting Aubrey's attention of like, he hit him with the bat. Crowd is already pissed. Because Jericho wins. Bandito has to unmask. But then they restart the match because it's like, oh, Jericho used the fucking bat. He cheated, so they restart the match, and then Bandito gets the pin. Bandito's the champion. He doesn't have to unmask. It was so fucking stupid. Why didn't they just have Bandito win?
Chris, I won't do the job, Jericho. That's what it is. I'm not doing the job, Jericho.
Do you think he?
Yes.
He said
Yes.
something along the lines of, "I'm not doing the job
Yes.
in Trump's America to
Yes.
a Mexican."
Yep. That's exactly what he said.
That's what he definitely said.
100%.
Fuck Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, where was your wife on January 6th? Where was she?
Bro, Chris Jericho, you can't even fucking vote.
Yeah, you're fucking Canadian, dude. Why do you care?
You should be mad at us, if anything.
Is he a U.S. citizen now, though?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, so maybe that...
Well, yeah, they live in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Chris Jericho.
And fuck your Minnesota Vikings.
And your wife.
Yeah. Not like fuck.
I hope Christian Cage fucks your wife.
I hope Dax Harwood fucks your wife.
Yeah, actually.
I hope Cash Wheeler
He said the axe!
No, you know what? I hope Cash Wheeler fucks your wife.
Yeah.
And then he has a road rage incident. Anyway, moving on. This match made 0 sense because of like the whole thing. For the TNT title, Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia. There was no time limit. They went to a 30-minute time limit the last time they faced each other. That's why there's no time limit. And they only go 15 minutes.
Yeah, so a lot of people were complaining about matches being too long on this pay-per-view.
Oh, we'll get there.
And I feel like if any match should have went over 30 minutes, it should have been this match for the simple fact of they already went to a time limit draw, and there was no time limit on this.
And I agree with that, but thank God they didn't.
Yeah, it did drag a little bit. It wasn't necessarily a bad match, but it was lackluster. But I'm really happy for Adam Cole because he won.
Yeah.
So hopefully we're actually gonna fucking do something with Adam Cole now. Please. For the love of God, do something with Adam Cole. I fucking love Adam Cole. But yeah, it was a fine match. It's just that makes literally no sense why it only went 15 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on to the co-main event. The match went 31 minutes long.
My match of the night.
It was a good match, but it did go a little bit long, I will say. Maybe shave off like 10 minutes, I would say. 10 minutes.
It did go long, but it was a fun enough match for me personally to where I feel like I don't mind that it went that long.
And there's unfortunately going to be people out there that say that this is a better triple threat than the AJ Styles Samoa Joe Daniels triple threat, but no, Nothing touches that triple threat, not even the Punk Roman Seth triple threat.
No, this was a good triple threat, though.
This was, and that's Omega versus Ricochet and Speedball.
I mean, their styles all blend together. What the fuck were you gonna expect? Of course this was gonna be a good fucking match.
It was good. Omega won. He pinned Ricochet. Just, again,
The finish was fun.
Yeah, I would have just shaved off like 10 minutes.
So, the finish was, Omega hit a one-winged angel from the second rope, I think?
Yeah.
I think he hit it from the second rope on Ricochet. Mike Bailey was up there on the ropes as well.
Kind of like Avalanche style, too.
Yeah, because him and Ricochet were, like, doing something. Ricochet was going to go for, like, a suplex or something. And then Ricochet got all tangled up in the turnbuckle and was trying to reach, and, like, he was grabbing Ricochet's leg, but it was just too late. And I'm glad that Ricochet took the pin and not Mike Bailey. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and I'm hoping that this kind of continues with the Mike Bailey and Kenny feud, where it's like, okay, well, you didn't beat me.
And then after the match, the coin dropped.
Oh, yeah. Okada's here.
Okada came out, and we already kind of, like, knew this, but we're going to get Omega Okada probably at All In.
Yeah.
Title for title.
Yep. And the, like, really cool thing that we'll talk about in a little bit, Okada's back.
Yes. Moving on to the main event, and I would have shaved off 31 minutes and 35 seconds of this.
Was it 31 minutes and 35 seconds?
Yep.
Oh.
And that is, for the AEW World Championship, John Trashbag Plumber Moxley versus Swerve. I gotta make everything about me. I'm not that good, Strickland.
So I would say arguably, I mean, this match started off slow.
Booker T's better than Swerve for my own amusement. As Swerve would say.
So this match inherently didn't start off that great. It was just slow. It was whatever. I will say, well, this match went way too long, and the finish was really fucking stupid, which we'll get to in a minute. The actual match itself was probably one of the better Moxley defenses, I'd say.
What?
I don't think the match itself was
terrible. This match was bad.
I don't know.
The whole thing, the match was slow moving. It was bad. The match was god awful. The styles did not mix well. They dumbed down Swerve in this match. Made Swerve look fucking god awful. Made me hate Swerve as a wrestler.
I think maybe just because after not the street fight, but the Adam Copeland and Mox match that we witnessed, I think to me anything's looking better than that.
These fucks were working rest holds. And the whole build to this match was them killing each other.
That's what I was saying as to why the start of this match was not fucking good. Like, that makes no fucking sense.
This whole match was so bad. Everything about it.
I didn't think it was the worst thing, but what I did really not like about this match is the entirety through commentary. Like, Swerve has this, like, small gash above his eyebrow, right? Like, he's bleeding, but he's not pouring fucking buckets or anything like that. And on commentary, they're just like, man, you know, you're really seeing what Swerve Strickland's willing to go through for this AEW World Championship. Like, he didn't have some crazed fucking cowboy stab him in the cheek with a fucking needle, or drink his fucking blood, or fucking, you know, whatever the fuck else those two fucks did to each other. Didn't Hangman hit him with the dead eye on top of a brick or something?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like those two literally fucking murdered each other. And then you take that into comparison of this, it's like, Swerve has done worse for less. Like, come on. Let's be so fucking for real here. I mean, there was exciting parts in the match, like the Swerve stomp off of the ladder. That was pretty fucking cool, I will say. And I will say, like, as the match went on, they did kind of go a little bit more at each other. Like, you saw Moxley pulling out, like the biting of his face, trying to make him bleed more, licking his blood, the whole crazy fucking whatever shit. So, like, it did eventually, as the match went on, to me, build a bit in the Moxley sense of it to, you know, I hate this motherfucker and I'm gonna be a sadistic fuck to this motherfucker. But in, like, the Moxley edition of it, I would rather the sadistic Hangman edition of it if we're going to be doing a blood feud like this. But I don't think that the match should have had the build to it. The match should have just started off with these two fucking swinging at each other. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what all of these Mox feuds should have, is these matches should start with these people fucking swinging on each other. We shouldn't be fucking wrestling to start these fucking matches off. But overall, I was, like, actually able to kind of sit and watch this match. And while I'm getting annoyed at commentary, and while I'm getting annoyed at the fact of, like, put Swerve through worse because he's been through worse and he can go through worse, and I don't feel like Swerve is the most dangerous wrestler alive right now from this fucking match, I do think it was more watchable than some of the other Mox matches I've seen.
This match was fucking dog shit. I hated every minute of this fucking match. Jon Moxley is probably the worst wrestler out there. Chris Jericho is actually better than Jon Moxley. And Tony Khan is the worst booker in professional wrestling history. I am here, Dylan Weaver, myself, Danny Vallow, because, hey, I'm not telling you anything that you don't already know, on, what's today's date? Today is April the 7th, Monday, April the 7th. We are recording this at 5:23 p.m. I'm going to get close to the microphone to fucking admit this to the whole goddamn fucking wrestling world, to all the fucking 10 listeners that fucking listen to us. Vince Russo is a better booker than Tony Khan. Everyone dogs on Vince Russo because of WCW 2000, and understandably so. I get it, I understand, I dog on it, but I fucking watch it. WCW 2000 is better than this fucking bullshit going on in AEW right now. But no one ever gives Vince Russo the credit of the Attitude Era. What has Tony Khan done great? AEW in 2021. Wow, great. But look what he had compared to what the Attitude Era had. That's all I'm gonna fucking say. This was fucking dog shit. I fucking hate this. We need to fucking end this. God damn it. This is fucking bullshit. Anyway, moving on. The Young Bucks come out afterwards.
Yeah, so basically, Swerve, well, we're getting there. So, Swerve and Mox go down, and then who comes out? Angry Cowboy! Hangman Adam Page! He comes out, and he's coming down to the ring, and he's getting ready to hit a buckshot lariat. And he's looking at Swerve, but then he's looking at Mox. And he's kind of looking at Swerve again, but then he's looking at Mox, and he's not too sure what to do, and then the Death Riders come in and they ruin it. And we don't know who Hangman was going to pick. But we do know who the fuck Hangman kind of maybe was going to pick. Because the Death Riders come out and they knock Hangman into the fucking ring. But then Hangman starts taking out all the Death Riders. He hits Mox with the fucking Deadeye. And then, who the fuck wrestled the fucking Death Riders? Oh, the Ops, right? Was it the Ops?
Yeah, it was the Ops that came out.
So then the Ops came out to take out the Death Riders. Hangman's there. He ends up on the ground. He's, like, down for the count, but he's, like, ringside still. Swerve gets up. He goes and he hits the Swerve stomp on Mox and everything. And he's like, he's gonna go for it. Everything's gonna be great. And then the lights go out. What the fuck? Why did the lights go out? Did they forget to pay the electric bill? No, they didn't. It was the Young Bucks. And they show up and they have Swerve in the position for the EVP trigger. They hit the EVP trigger. And then Mox wins the fucking match. 1, 2, 3. And then everyone is just kind of like, what the fuck is going on? Because what the fuck is going on? Why did the Young Bucks come back and attack Swerve and help out the Death Riders? Why are they in cahoots? Are they not in cahoots? We're so sick and tired of seeing Mox. We don't care about the Young Bucks. We just want Mox to not be the champion anymore. Make this end. Please make this end. Is basically what's been going on. However, if you're me, I'm just happy that the Young Bucks are back. And I'm excited to see something as to where this might go. A lot of people are mad because we could have had Hangman versus Swerve for the championship, for the world championship.
That's all we want.
At All In. And I will say, I would have been thrilled with that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I would have been.
I
thrilled
don't
with
want a fucking can they coexist storyline. They're not meant to fucking coexist. They're meant to fucking kill each other.
I think they're meant to be boyfriends.
No.
But.
And like, I don't want to get fully on into this because I don't know much about this, but I'm just going to say this. Imagine main eventing a fucking pay-per-view, and then you get told, hey, yeah, like, not the best endings happening, like you're losing, heels going over, but send the crowd home happy. And the thing that you need to say in there is, I represent everyone. Or whatever. I like, you're talking about representation and all of that when you're not the only one. But then you gotta say, fuck Booker T. Because there's some beef going on with you and him that, like, we're not gonna get into because it's not our place to talk about it. But, like, imagine that being on your fucking mind, that you need to do that. Well, how fucking lame are you, dude? How fucking lame are you? You're fucking lame, dude. Speaking of lame people, let's talk about some things that were happening on Twitter with the whole backlash of this bullshit. So, Tony Khan is absolutely fucking stupid and hilarious at the same fucking time.
I do love how unironically funny he is.
Tony Khan, when asked if he ever considers changing plans or calling an audible after negative fan reaction to the AEW Dynasty main event. Absolutely. I take that into consideration. We had a lot of great moments for the fans tonight. Swerve was the more popular man in the house tonight. You had two great AEW World Champions having this match, and then the return of the Young Bucks spoiled what was a great World Championship match on a night where we were a lot of fan favorite moments. That was obviously not necessarily the outcome that a lot of people were hoping for. On the other hand, I do think that Jon Moxley has been from the very beginning of AEW one of the most important figures from the very first pay-per-view we ever did. It's very interesting now. This creates a lot of intrigue to have the Young Bucks come back. It's important to remember we have not seen the Young Bucks in almost 6 months in AEW. From the very beginning, they have been instrumental in the launch. They are founding fathers. To see them come back the way and get involved and break up what could have been a great moment for the fans, that is consistent with the kind of character we've seen from the Young Bucks in recent years. I would say it creates an intriguing situation. No, the fuck it doesn't, Tony. What it creates is a bunch of fucking piss-off fans.
He's just like me, for real, just talking about the Young Bucks. Making everything full circle back to the Young Bucks.
And now, I'm just going to say it here really quick. Feel free to intervene if you want. Fuck Darby Allin. So people know the famous story of the DCW story of we were going to put the belt on dabbing Jay Rollins, and then he goes to North Carolina.
Yeah.
This is the same fucking thing. This is the same exact fucking thing. Hey, Darby, you're going to win the belt. I'm going to go climb Mount Everest. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. I never want to see you ever fucking hit another coffin drop again. I never want to see you fucking wrestle again. And I never want to see you. You damn sure don't deserve to fucking hold the world title. Fuck that. And that's coming from a fan of Darby Allin.
No,
fuck you. I lost respect for you for that. Yet you fucking want to do something else while you are signed. You were obligated. You were signed a fucking contract to do something. Nah, fuck you. The business is not important to you. Move the fuck on then.
No, I disagree. I mean, so it's tough because I'm like in like a weird middle pickle with this pretty much. Like, I still put more of this blame on Tony Khan than I do on Darby. Because here's the thing. Darby was supposed to climb Mount Everest last year, but then he broke his foot and got hit by a fucking bus or something. You know what I mean? Like, so he put that off for a whole fucking year, right? Tony Khan well knew that Darby Allin was still planning to do this in a year's time.
But Tony Khan can literally say, no, I'm not letting you climb Mount Everest.
He could.
You need to work here.
He could, but he didn't.
And because he's a spineless fool.
So that's what I'm saying is this is more of a Tony Khan fault.
This is also a Darby fault.
It is.
Of if you care about the business, you want to fucking help the fucking company that you're working for.
It is, but I'm putting more of this blame on Tony because Tony could have said...
I'm blaming both of them.
Tony could have said no. He could have said, you're not fucking doing it. because I have plans for you. So Mount Everest is literally not going anywhere. It is a mountain, so you could wait. Or he could have figured this story the fuck out and booked differently. He did neither of those two things.
He could have never put the belt on Jon Moxley.
That's true too. He could have went a completely different fucking direction with all of this shit. And then when Darby went to climb Mount Everest, it wouldn't have been a fucking problem. Darby literally gave him a year notice to figure it the fuck out, and Tony chose to not figure it the fuck out and also not tell him no. And I don't think that Darby should have still went and done it when there were plans for him. I think it more so falls on the person who made those fucking plans.
I just don't think Darby Allin should hold the world title now. I feel like if that's what they're waiting for, I think they're wasting their fucking time. Put it on someone else.
I think they should put it on Ospreay.
They really should.
I think Ospreay should have been the champion. I think Ospreay should have taken it from Swerve. I think Ospreay should take the belt from Mox at All In. That's what I think it should be. I think if they really want Darby to hold the belt at some point in his life, he could take it off of somebody else, but I'm over fucking waiting for it. Like, just put it on fucking Ospreay. Ospreay wants to be the guy. People like Ospreay. Ospreay is the fucking guy. So put it on the fucking guy. And, like, I agree in the sentiment of Tony Khan saying, like, Jon Moxley has been important from AEW since day one. Yeah, I get that. He has been. He was a big name, bringing eyes to the fucking company. I get where he's coming from that, but this storyline is not it. This is not fucking it. This isn't the Jon Moxley that people love and know. There are heavy, like, Jon Moxley diehards that I fucking follow on the fucking twitter.com that are not about this fucking shit.
No, if you like this shit, honestly, please, I'm begging you. I don't even care if I don't care if I know you. If you like this, you're fucking stupid. Please get your fucking head checked. Because if you fucking like this, like, not as a joke, haha, funny, like, you are serious and you're gonna defend this, please get your fucking head checked, because you know nothing about fucking wrestling and you're fucking stupid. Fuck you. Moving on.
You're way too fucking pressed about this fucking shit. People are allowed to like things that you don't like.
Hold on, I think my dad called me. Hold on.
Should I
pause
this?
Yeah.
Anyway, crisis averted on that, but...
There was a crisis.
There was a crisis
that we had to figure out.
Yeah, nothing major.
Not major.
But, no, basically, I understand why you're frustrated with it. People are allowed to like things that you don't like, Dylan. Like, I think it's getting...
How can you defend this?
I'm not. I don't like it.
That's the thing. Like, how the fuck can you defend this stupid-ass booking decision?
The only proper defense that I have seen of it is, it's so bad I'm here for it.
It's so bad.
Which, sure, why not? You know, you're allowed to like things.
Like, this is making me hate AEW so fucking much.
I'm just, it's one of those things where it's like, because the only other defense I've seen is people saying, yeah, no, it is getting traction on YouTube. And I think it's getting traction because people just want to see it be over with.
Yeah.
They're waiting to see, and yeah, you can argue that point and say, like, well, yeah, it's keeping people invested to see who's going to finally dethrone him, but it's not going to be like oh man, this was so good and now his reign of terror is over. It's like, thank God it's over. Is where we're at with it.
Like, this is making me hate people that are involved in this. It made me hate Edge. It made me hate FTR. It's making me denounce Darby Allin. And
I think you're being a little excessive with it.
Like, I just, this storyline absolutely fucking sucks. I hate this storyline.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Please do something different.
I'm hoping
End it this Wednesday.
I'm hoping with the return of our favorite, Matty Jackie and Nikki Jackie,
that they just win the belt.
That Matt Jackson wins the belt. But what I'm hoping for is, because, okay, I'm about to become Elite Stan here. This is, and I said this to Mark. I talked about on Twitter about how I'm going tomorrow for an autism screening, or at least to get it set up. I talked about it on Twitter, and then the Young Bucks decided this was a good fucking time to show back up. So, here we go. Here's the Young Bucks autism that I was granted with, basically. Probably, maybe. So, a lot of people are saying that the Young Bucks coming back and possibly helping the Death Riders makes no sense. It does make sense. You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you're not a Young Bucks fan like I am. So let me break this down real fucking nice and easy for you, okay? So we rewind back because they're saying, oh my god, well the Death Riders ran the Young Bucks out of their own company. So what the fuck's going on? Here's what the fuck's going on. So way back when the Death Riders were first starting out, right? And they were starting their wreak of havoc. The Elite didn't fucking touch them. The Elite wanted no part of it. The Elite put their hands up and walked back, and they were like, we're not doing none of this shit. It was the Bucks, it was Okada, and it was Perry. And they were all just like, nah, we don't want no part in this. You guys do what you want to do. We're standing back on this one. We also saw backstage segments with the Death Riders crossing paths with the Elite. John Moxley famously saying to Jack Perry, looking him up and down and saying, I don't care what they say about you. You're a good kid. Walking off doing their own fucking thing. When the Bucks lost their tag belts, I think it was when they lost the tag belts to Private Party, they were shredding documents. We had a backstage thing with, I think it was Perry and Garcia maybe. We had something going on with Perry. And he's going back to the locker room, and you see the Bucks and Okada shredding documents and saying, and Jack's like, what the fuck's going on? And the Bucks like, we need to get out now. We need to go now. We need to leave now. We have to get out of here. They leave. They're running with their fucking shoes and whatnot back to the fucking, the truck or whatever. And they're like, we'll be back. Just, like, I think they're saying Daniel's like, we're working from home for a while. We gotta go. They leave Cutler. Cutler gets attacked by the fucking Blackpool Combat Club. But in fairness, they don't give a fuck about what happens to Brandon Cutler. He's the fucking stooge, pretty much, right? So, cut back now. We're still wondering, what the fuck were those goddamn fucking documents that they were shredding up? Was it some sort of agreement with the Death Riders? And why are they out of here? Why are they running? Why are they leaving? They leave. They come back. You could point in the direction that the Young Bucks are helping out the Death Riders, right? Because they attacked Swerve. Or you could also take this into account of the Young Bucks think, because they're terrible fucking friends, that they think that they're helping Hangman, because Hangman's been having these issues with Swerve all this fucking time, and he's coming out and he's saying that he doesn't want Swerve to be the world champion. Well, the Bucks are like, oh my god, that's our friend Hangman on a Page that we've been trying to get back on our side since he's been freaking the fuck out. And the only reason that Hangman even was involved with I think it was Blood and Guts with the fucking Elite, was because Swerve was going to be involved in it. That was the only way that they actually got him involved. So like, oh man, that's how we get Hangman back on our side, is we take out Swerve because he doesn't want him to be the champion. So let's go in there and let's fuck up Swerve. They fuck up Swerve, help the Death Riders out to continue winning with whatever agreement they might have going on. And then they also think, okay, well now we can get Hangman back on our side. It's a win-win. We're so good at what we fucking do. We are so fucking smart. But the thing that they don't take into account, because they're bad friends, is that Hangman is going through this distress right now where he's not always angry anymore. He's not always angry at Hangman. He's starting to feel some remorse and he's starting to feel some emotions. But the Young Bucks aren't going to take that into account because they don't actually give a fuck about what's going on with their fucking friends. Sorry, my nose is super fucking runny. So they take out Swerve thinking they're doing good by their friend and thinking they're doing good by the Death Riders and it's a win-win, when in reality, Hangman might have been about ready to forgive Swerve. And this could prolong the Hangman and the Swerve thing, where Swerve is like, well, you got your bros to fucking help me out, or to fucking take me out and whatnot, so clearly you weren't actually trying to fucking help me. You're trying to fucking trick me into falling into some weird fucking Elite trap that you guys fucking do. And Hangman's gonna be like, look, man, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And then he's gonna lose his mind, because every time that Hangman's losing his mind, the Elite come back to fuck it up even worse on him. That's just the cycle. That's the Elite cycle, is they're all terrible friends to each other. And that's the whole fucking gag of it, is no one's a good friend here. Not one single solitary person is a good friend, which is why Kenny only has only has Darby as a fucking friend.
And Tony Khan ain't a good booker.
So basically my point in all of this is the Elite are back, and hopefully they can fix something, or they can make some sort of semblance of a storytelling thing happen in this Death Riders things, because that is what they're lacking, is storytelling, and the Bucks are really fucking good with storytelling.
Nothing's gonna happen, lyssie. It's the Death Riders. We all die.
Well, I'm hoping that they could do something with it, and if they can't, they fuck off from it and they do something with Swerve and Hangman, and how and do their elite storyline somewhere else.
I also made a joke, but like kind of serious about it. Surprised that the Young Bucks are heels and FTR are heels.
I'm not surprised the Young Bucks are heels.
But I'm surprised, like, you would think that, like, oh, FTR are heels, we gotta be baby faces.
I don't think FTR and the Bucks are gonna be crossing paths anytime soon.
I hope not, but...
I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Man,
But maybe now that they're both heels, they can team up again. And we could fucking revisit that, because what the fuck... that is the one thing, if I were to sit down, if I could sit down with the Young Bucks right now, Matthew and Nicholas, let me sit down with you.
Well, maybe if they don't leave every fucking 3 months.
Nick was injured.
Well, maybe if he doesn't get injured every 3 months.
Nick doesn't get injured every 3 months. Nick was just hurt. Nick was out with injury. He had a shoulder injury. And Matt was going being a dad and going to start his new vlog, Never Not Jet Lagged, with Dana. So they're doing a travel vlog now, which is pretty cool and fun. But yeah, no. So like, maybe if I could ever sit down with Nick and Matt, I'd be like, hey guys, why the fuck did this whole storyline stop with you and FTR like teaming up together and shit? Because that was really fucking good. That was so surprisingly good with how well they worked together in like this weird 4-man tag thing that they were doing. That was fucking awesome. I would love to fucking revisit that, honestly. I really would. That was really fucking cool. I don't care about the Elite fans that were mad about that. Y'all are wrong. Like, that was fucking awesome. But yeah, the Bucks are back. So, Suicide has been postponed.
Oh, yes.
Suicide postponed. The Bucks are back. Let's go.
That was Dynasty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Overall, the pay-per-view was fine.
It was
not my favorite pay-per-view at all.
It was garbage.
I don't think a bad ending makes a bad pay-per-view.
It was garbage.
I don't think a bad ending makes a bad pay-per-view.
Well,
It was
yeah,
fine.
it does.
It wasn't the worst pay-per-view I've seen. It wasn't the best pay-per-view I've seen. It was just fine.
It was bad.
All right, well, you know, you could be a little fucking crash out bitch on fucking Twitter about it for all I give a fuck. I really do not give a single fuck. My
bad.
family is being brought back together. Jack Perry is going to be the fucking wild card. Let's fucking go. My boys are back. And that's all I'm really happy about here.
AEW fucking sucks.
We got Kenny, we got the Bucks, we got Okada, we got Perry coming back, we got Hangman. We are in. We are eating good. Us elite divas are fucking here.
And this is the exact reason why I find other things to talk about on this podcast of wrestling conspiracy theories or gimmick battle royals, because I don't want to talk about AEW. I don't want to talk about modern day wrestling anymore to begin with. The WrestleMania 40 was the grand finale of North American wrestling. Anyway, moving on to Wrestler of the Week. It's my Wrestler of the Week. I get to pick. Lyssie, who am I picking?
I don't know. Who are you picking?
I'm picking the Sandman.
Why?
Because I want to fucking talk about the Sandman, bro.
We haven't talked about the Sandman
We
yet?
haven't talked about the Sandman.
That feels incorrect.
I know, but we have not talked about the Sandman.
Okay.
He smokes cigarettes and he drinks beer and he comes out to enter Sandman by Metallica. Hell yeah, brother. What a fucking entrance.
Yeah.
It's a dope entrance.
Okay.
Ask me questions about the Sandman.
What was your first introduction to the Sandman?
My first introduction to the Sandman was WWE CW.
That's a shame.
Yeah, him beating up the zombie on the debut episode of WWE CW.
Wow, I'm old. Okay.
Yeah, he beat up the zombie. And
Yeah.
then I watched Barely Legal 97 and was like, oh, the Sandman is different.
Uh-huh.
And then discovered more of the Sandman, was like, oh, it's different than WWE CW. Got it.
Yeah. Well, since I want to go plug in my vape really quick, why don't you tell the people about your favorite Sandman match?
My favorite Sandman match is him versus the zombie. No. My favorite Sandman match would probably have to be anything involving him and Raven. I can't really pinpoint one, but him versus like Raven in all those matches were good. I also really enjoyed him versus Tommy Dreamer, but this is not more so for the match, more so the angle. of him versus Tommy Dreamer, and he canes Tommy Dreamer like 10 times.
Yeah.
Like that, and
I'm far away from the mic. I'm petting the cat.
That's probably another one. Him versus Sabu. I think it was him and Sabu, where Sandman's on acid or something in the match, and he goes, "Come here, lizard, 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 lizard." Yeah.
I have a cat.
And my favorite Sandman promo is when he's Jim, Raven's neighbor, in WCW. Hi, Jim. And he's hardcore hack. Lissy, what are some of your favorite Sandman moments?
Oh, God.
Memories?
Honestly, I was never like a huge Sandman person growing up, which is kind of wild to say that. But I don't know. I just like how he always come through the crowd with the fucking beer and the cane and the kendo stick, I should say.
Yeah.
Aw, she's sleepy. I just woke her up from a nap. Yeah, I woke her up just to hold her because I love her.
She looks tired.
I do just love that whole shit with fucking Raven being a fucking rich kid.
Yeah.
Like I think about that very frequently. I really do. That plays in my fucking head all the fucking time. Oh my god. But no, I just wish I was there when you met the Sandman.
Yeah, I got to meet the Sandman.
I know we've told that story before, but you can tell it again if you'd like.
The story's been told to death, but so there was a show, WTW Reefer Madness, and it was in Philly. It was at a weed convention, and me, Bryce, Jaeger, and Cheeks were gonna have a fatal 4-way match on the show. We did. You can go find it on my YouTube. And the Sandman was there as like a special guest for the wrestling show. And we hear a bunch of hubbub going on we see a bunch of hubbub going on at like one of the food vendor stands because they have food vendors there. And the next thing you know, we're like, where the fuck did the Sandman go? Like we met the Sandman and stuff, shook his hand, like talked to him for a little bit and stuff. Cool guy, chill guy, just chilling. And then we're like, where the fuck is Sandman going? They're like, oh, Sandman got kicked out. Here, I guess like a couple people in his posse got in an argument with the taco people, like the taco stand people, and they got kicked out. So the Sandman was like, fuck you, I'm leaving. He did the most Sandman thing ever.
And people had like VIP passes
Yeah,
to
people
meet
had
him and
VIP.
shit.
I listen to the Sandman podcast every week. I'm really thinking about like emailing them, asking if like he remembers the story.
I think you should.
I really want to know.
Like, I think you should ask him about this.
I don't want to say like, I'll probably say like I wasn't a wrestler. Be like I was just there or something. I don't want to be like I was a wrestler because
don't even like say anything like that. Just like very vaguely be like, hey, do you remember that time in Philly when you were gonna be at WTW at a weed convention and you ended up leaving before the show started? What happened with that? And see what he says.
Bro, where do I have to email the fucking shit?
I don't know, man.
Hold on, I got this. Hold on. I'll fucking email them right now.
I feel like you really should.
I'll fucking email them right now.
Cause like, maybe you have to like go on like the Twitter, if there's a Twitter account or like something.
I was gonna say they do have a Twitter and Instagram that I follow. Hold on. The Sandman Podcast.
I feel like there's gotta be a link to send questions in somewhere.
I'll have to. They definitely. Or do I just ask it on Twitter?
Just send them a DM. If you can.
Do I just ask them on Twitter? About.
I don't know, man.
I'll figure it out. I will send them a thing.
I think you should, because I would love to hear about that. I'd love to hear from his perspective as to what the fuck happened. I don't know, like, talk more about the Sandman.
Bro, the best thing I can say about the Sandman... Wow, I'm getting tired. The best thing I can say about the Sandman is his entrance is just so fucking cool. Like, he's coming to the ring smoking a cigarette, drinking beer. Enter Sandman playing.
And he does. He enters.
He enters. Bro, it's so cool. And, like, I love that the name Sandman is because, like, his original gimmick was a surfer.
Yeah.
And I also liked his, like, lore that, like, back in the day, he was a Chippendales dancer.
I love that for him, actually. Like, that makes the
Right.
most sense.
It's crazy. He's wild. He's been to jail.
Oh, yeah, because he had a whole Dark Side of the Ring episode,
Yeah,
right?
the whole Dark Side of the Ring episode. It's
Yeah.
kinda cool. Sandman's just a wild character, bro. I love him. It's more so, like, there isn't, like, much to talk about wrestling-wise. It's more so, like, the craziness of just the Sandman.
Yeah.
And, like he's on ECW's Mount Rushmore for sure.
Yeah, oh, yeah, he
For
has to
sure.
be.
But, yeah, the Sandman's just great. Who else is gonna wrestle in Zubaz?
No, honestly, for real.
But, yeah, that's been the episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I guess I'll take us out of here.
I gotta poop, so hurry up.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for listening and watching. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to follow us on Instagram at Talkin Wrasslin Pod. That is TALKIN_WRASSLIN_POD. Like, share, subscribe here on YouTube. Send it out to your friends, your neighbors, the Sandman's podcast, everywhere. If you want to follow me on anywhere, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Lungtar. That is LUNG_TAR. Find me on Blue Sky at Lungtar, LUNG_BUTAR. You can find me on TikTok at Lungbucks, LUNG_BUCKS. Dylan,
Yes.
where can they find you?
You can find me on the Instagram, DYL_line, WEAVES_line, I think. I forget. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
I think it's _line.
You're really rushing for someone who has to poop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's _line, Weaves_line. And then Twitter, same thing, no _lines, all one word. I'm going poop. Bye.
Okay,
Love
well,
you
thank
guys.
you guys so much for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.
I have to go poop.
Goodbye.